morning, everybody, and welcome to another exciting adventure of Late for the Party on Anchor FM. I am your host, Melodious, a.k.a. Coverboy, a.k.a. Bald Bull. I love saying that all of a sudden. But welcome, and how a beautiful Thursday rainy morning that it is, too. Finally, the rain has kicked in. It was supposed to be raining over the weekend, but now it's raining. Now it's raining almost at the end of the week, of the following week. I do not know how a weatherman or a weatherwoman is able to keep their job, but they're all running on the same damn satellite. Anyway, just wanted to get that off my head and that was in my mind. But now we're going to get into a couple of in my minds and a couple of word around the campfires and some other cheerful, beautiful things. So, pretty much the in my mind segment is basically going to be talking about the things I'm looking forward to on shows, video games, films. I mean, there's just so much now since I got added the PS4. So, yes, y'all, the PS4 is now in effect. I got some games that I am currently downloading and getting ready to get started. I'm gonna be doing some quick fire reviews on those. And then also, like I said, I'm in the fighting arena. Please get at me if you want to get a piece of these, get some of these hands for real. Yes, it is Coverboy127, username Coverboy127 on PlayStation. Yes. Alright, so now we're gonna get into in my mind about the things I'm looking forward to. But this is gonna be on the films aspect, because I know John Wick 3, which I've heard has been doing very good, got some very good reviews. John Wick 3 is going to be coming out later today. Hopefully I will get a chance to go see it, so I can do a quick fire review on that as well. But yes, it is going to be awesome. This has been a very good trilogy thus far. I haven't seen other than the Avengers, well, even though Endgame, the Avengers had more than one film, but a trilogy alone, it never, other than the first three Star Wars, Matrix could have been good, but wasn't at the end of it. It was good when the first Matrix came out and Matrix Reloaded, but actually that's a good idea. You guys, comment, and subscribe. Which was the best trilogies in film you believe were the best? So go ahead, and comment. Go ahead and comment on my Instagram page or my Facebook page. You can follow me as Coverboy127 on Instagram, and you can follow me on BJ Coles or BJ Coles on Facebook, or Melodious8099 on Twitter. So go ahead and comment, and subscribe. Yes. And support. Yes. The podcast. Yes. But comment mainly, because I want to get these topics going on, just to see where we're at. So, but yeah, John Wick, Keanu Reeves, he's coming from a guy who came back from some serious things that hit up in his life and everything. Lost his girlfriend, lost his baby, and his girlfriend in the process. This guy is super humble. I never would have ever thought a star on his stature. He's just one with the earth. He's just doing the freaking he's doing the Kung Fu David Carradine routine. I didn't get a chance to see replicas or anything, but I saw a couple of other ones where that movie Knock Knock, and a couple other ones that he's done. And the the one that he directed, The Man of Tai Chi, which was actually good, with starring Tiger Chin and Keanu Reeves, where, like, you know, I always said, like, Keanu Reeves plays a dope villain. So, you know, Keanu Reeves plays a dope villain. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting to see him in that magnitude. So, I believe it's also on Netflix as well. So, go ahead and check out Man of Tai Chi, directed and produced by Keanu Reeves. Some of it is in, some of it does in Chinese subtitles, but like when Keanu Reeves talks, he is talking in English. So, I mean, go ahead and check that out, which is awesome, and the action is awesome as hell too. So, check that out, please. Go ahead and check that out. Yes. But yeah, I mean, but for him to do John Wick, I mean, it's a refreshing take. I mean, this guy, he's put in the work, he's put in the time, and I must say, like, John Wick, like, caught me off guard. I was not surprised. I was very surprised that this film is that fucking good. So, I mean, the first John Wick caught me off guard. I mean, you know, an assassin trying to go. I mean, if anybody who hasn't watched the movie, I recommend watching the movie, because not only, I mean, it's awesome. It's just action-packed, but it has some heart involved. You know, there's a lot of emotion involved in it. So, I'm not going to try to get into too many field-length details about it, but, I mean, it's that fucking good, y'all. I recommend that. The second one was cool, too. I mean, it was definitely on par with the first one, and not many films that can do that good. I mean, I always a firm believer, like, The Empire Strikes Back has always been, like, the pinnacle of, like, the second movie does better than the first one, which I always call, like, for me, I always call any movie, any second film that does better than the first one gets the Empire Strikes Back award, because not only that Empire was way different from A New Hope, the story was better, it was more dark and twisted turns, you know, it was, I mean, it didn't have to be like doom and gloom, but just with the fact that, like, the story was more in depth and on point when it came down to, like, when you watch Empire Strikes Back, it's like, you know, freaking the Empire is chasing the rebels. The rebels are on the run. The rebels get separated. You know, freaking Luke gets his hand cut off. He finds out Vader's his father. You know, Han gets taken by Boba Fett and goes back to Jabba the Hutt. You know, Billy D. Williams betrays him, and then he flips it and, like, tries to save him in the process. It's just that intense. But a lot of films really don't get that shine, because, you know, if the first film does so freaking good, it's kind of hard to outdo the first film if you're doing it, if you're even able to make it to a second film, or make it to a trilogy or a franchise. You know, you got a lot of hit or misses, which I honestly feel like a lot of films that do get into the realm of, like, trilogies and franchises, they do have a lot of hit and misses. Like, I believe that Avengers Age of Ultron was the weakest link out of all the Avenger films. I mean, it didn't, well, considering the fact that the Russos didn't do it, but, you know, I mean, if we even look at it in the aspect of, like, Marvel trilogies, like, you know, who would ever have thought, like, the first two Thors didn't do so well. I mean, it did well for itself, but on a comic or on a movie standpoint or a comic, it was a little dry for both of them. But then here comes Thor Ragnarok, which it got did a complete 180, and where that wound up being one of the best Marvel film, one of the top Marvel MCU films that I've ever seen. I mean, to me, I still say like the first. Oh, here's a good one: The Dark Knight. Possibly one of the best. I mean, definitely one of the best films. The Dark Knight and freaking Winter Soldier. The Dark Knight and Winter Soldier are definitely one of the best examples of the second film does way better than the first film. Like, Batman Begins and Captain America First Avenger were okay, but when you go to these films, they're like, mwah, they're so beautiful to where it's like the story, everything was just on point. And don't get me wrong, doom and gloom aside, I mean, there was a lot of fucked up shit that went on in all of these films, and that is a good shining example of, like, it gets the Empire Strikes Back award, like especially for Dark Knight and Winter Soldier, which, like, honestly, those are definitely like my top, like, oh, I should do a top 5. I'm definitely gonna do it like my top 5 films of all time, which you might be very shocked to even think, like, which ones would be Melodious's, like, top 5 movies. But, oh, here's another one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Well, stop saying subscribe, goddammit. Alright. And stop saying like. I mean, if they're gonna like the shit, they're gonna like the shit. Alright, either way. Comment in the section, comment below on my pages and see which top 5 films are my favorite. And I'll give you a hint. You pretty much got one of them. Well, I already left a couple of hints in it already, so you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, like, trust me, my top 5 are like, I'll even give you a little help. You already got one of many. You already mentioned some. So you guys go ahead and comment and put that in the comment section, and dude, yeah, straight out. And then the other 2, I'll let you figure that one out. So yeah. But either way, man, this is a beautiful, gloomy, rainy morning. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. But yeah, man, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing John Wick 3 Parabellum, which should be very awesome. Hopefully I should be able to see it this evening. We'll just see and we'll find out. But yeah, moving on to another topic of, in my mind, things I'm looking forward to. I wanted to actually talk about the Gemini Man trailer that I saw a while back, which I'm kind of interested in seeing, because it's like, I call this one the topic of Will Smith versus the Fresh Prince. Because not only God bless technology to where you're making people look younger in films, which honestly the MCU has got that down cold, considering the fact in Civil War they made freaking Robert Downey Jr. look like he was back in less than zero, and you got freaking Chris Evans and Captain America in First Avenger and Endgame looking skinny as hell, and then you make them look old as fuck. in Endgame, which honestly I feel like technology is so amazing nowadays to where I honestly feel like I would have never seen any of these things in ever. Like if I could go back in time and tell my younger self, like, yo, you're gonna watch smart as hell Hulk, or Banner Hulk up in Avengers Endgame, and they're gonna do an Iron Man movie, and Thanos is gonna have the Infinity Gauntlet, and you're gonna see Captain America pick up Mjolnir. Like, motherfucker, like, I would have called the cops on my older self. Like, for real, guys. Like, it is just so awesome that it's just awesome to just see, like, technology come this far to where we're seeing, like, remember when Jean-Claude Van Damme did Double Impact? We thought that shit was off the hook, when, like, knowing good and hell well, if you watch it now and you look at it side by side, that technology, technology and graphics, like, honestly, things like that get updated and you see it in its form. Like, back in the day, we were watching it in its rawest form, but now we see it in a way to where, like, it's almost like, mocap and all of that stuff, but, like, you're seeing, like, flesh and blood, and now you're seeing, like, the younger versions of themselves. I mean, which is off the hook, man. Like, dude, Gemini Man looks interesting. I want to see, I wonder if I don't know if it's rated R or rated R or rated PG-13. I'm pretty sure it's rated PG-13, but, you got a young operative trying to kill an assassin, a former assassin, but you find out that the target is basically you. You're trying to kill your initial target. Your initial target is basically you, but the older version of yourself. I wonder if it's, like, to me, I feel like it might be on that Looper. Like, it might kind of have that Looper feel, except for, like, I think that Will Smith, the older version, well, I'll call it this, the Will Smith and the Fresh Prince, because the younger version is the agent, the operative, and he's obviously the clone of the older of Will Smith. So I'll call it the Fresh Prince, basically trying to figure out, like, why he's trying to kill him and everything. And I'm pretty sure I might see, like, a little, like, I don't know, it might be kind of like they're trying to kill each other at first, and then it turns into a team up. Who knows? I mean, we'll see. I mean, that sounds pretty cliched if, like, the good guy, the bad guy, or the agent teams up with the good guy, and, the bad guy would formerly turned into a good guy. Who knows? But it looks pretty decent. I want to actually see it. That should be coming out pretty somewhere in October. Yeah, it should be coming out pretty soon. The Russo, also another one. The Russo brothers are back at it with Chadwick Boseman in a police thriller called 21 Bridges, to where he actually plays a cop, which it looks good. The trailer looks actually pretty awesome. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that film as well. I mean, Chadwick Boseman has definitely got some things going for himself. I mean, from what I'm hearing too, that he also wants to do a word around the campfire, that he also could be playing the first black samurai ever to be in history, which is awesome as hell. if they manage to pull that off. He plays a lot of historical roles, like celebrity historical roles. Like, he played Jackie Robinson, James Brown. He played. Come on, help me out here. I didn't even watch the film, but God, come on. Thurgood Marshall. Then he plays Black Panther. Shit. This guy, for Chadwick Boseman, man, like, this guy cannot do wrong. Like, well, he was in Gods of Egypt and everything, but honestly, that was, his first couple of roles and everything, so I won't blame him for that. At least they had a black person playing somebody, but, that's another topic for another day, but yeah, Chadwick Boseman is definitely one of my favorite actors at this moment. Like, he is proving himself to be, like, very good. Just to play multiple, hopefully he'll be able to dial it down, because I'm pretty sure he won't be able to play every black person. Every black historical figure. Like, he played Thurgood, he played Jackie Robinson, and James Brown. So, and now he's going to be playing, now he wants to play the first black samurai, which is awesome to even hear that he wants to even do that. He knows how to pick his stuff, and I'll give him credit where credit's due. So, yeah, bro, that is awesome as hell. So, man, what else is going on? I want to see the new Chucky film. The trailer looks pretty intense. You got Mark Hamill taking over as the voice of Charles Lee Ray as Chucky, instead of Brad Dourif, who's played Chucky for quite some time now. That's going to be an interesting turn of events, to where, I grew up with that version of Child's Play, and, it's like, wow. He's not going to be doing it anymore. That's kind of crazy. So, but, yeah, man, that's going to be off the hook, y'all. This is going to be an interesting, because after Endgame, I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges on this, but it's going to be hard as hell for a lot of films to, beat and outshine something like Endgame. I don't expect any other film to do anything like that, but you can only compare it to its own, to the film's own merits. So, if the other films do very good and everything, dude, you got some big ass shoes to fill if you're trying to beat something like Endgame. I don't know, and don't get me wrong, Endgame is dope as hell. Still, it's still dope to me till this day, but damn, man, it's just so crazy. I'm still baffled just to see all the things that I saw in that film. But yeah, but for any other film to be coming out right after that, for me, I think Spider-Man Far From Home will do very well for itself. I don't think it will have that negative effect that when Ant-Man and Wasp came out after Infinity War. I think honestly, it won't have that same effect, because not only Ant-Man and Wasp happened during the event, happened before the events of Infinity War, before the snap. So everything took place while all this was going down, so we'll see what happens when it comes down to it later on. But like Spider-Man Far From Home looks pretty good. I mean, obviously it's gonna be taking place right after I don't know how long it's gonna take right after the events of Endgame, but there's going to be a lot of explanations, because not only, like, if it was 5 years later, I mean, how old were, like, you know, like, did everybody in freaking Peter's life got snapped out of existence? I mean, that's 5 years, bro. like all your classmates and everybody should be out of high school by now. Unless they do certain things to where, like, you know, like the snap that Iron Man snap kind of like altered the universes and made like alternate timelines and everything. So to where, like, yeah, they could have probably messed up some of the program, or like some of the events that, like, you know, Captain America leaving, you know, kind of altered a lot of details. Who knows? Like, considering the fact that Captain America wound up staying in his reality, and I mean, you know, considering the fact he had the super soldier serum still in him even at the age of 90, I mean, there's a lot of avenues to come up. And I mean, if anybody watched the recent trailer of Spider-Man Far From Home, when Mysterio pops up, who's being played by Jake Gyllenhaal, like, he says that he's from a different reality, and friggin' that Nick Fury is talking about that during the whole snap situation, it kind of altered the timelines and everything. So I mean, that's going to be an interesting can of worms when that pops open. So looking forward to seeing that as well. So we're gonna see what happens with that, man. Oh, and I was talking about Chucky, which that looks pretty intense, and also the trailer for I saw the new trailer for It, and I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I did not watch the first It. Now, keep in mind, I watched the original It on when it used to come on, like, it was like the little movie mini series, like how like Channel 4 and Channel 7 used to do back in the day when I was a kid. But like back in the day, that even scared me, even being on television. So, but and Tim Curry, who was playing Pennywise, that was pretty damn scary, even for me as a child. So, and then, like, it's still, and I hate fucking clowns. Like, that's one of the things I don't like in life. Like I dislike, I hate clowns. I don't like clowns. Clowns are, like, they look demonic, and, like, there's nothing funny about them. Like, even when I talk about, like, Dark Knight and everything, even with Joker, like, I find him to be a little disturbing. Even though I could literally tolerate him a little, because he's not all in, like, the clown garb and, like, stuff, but it is still kind of hard to watch films with clowns in it. Like, I hate it. Like, even when my mom used to take us to the circus and the clowns would come out, and I'm like, oh, no. Like, fuck a clown, you know? But, either way, man, definitely, like, most of these films that are coming out right now, I'm looking forward to. Then also, let's not even talk about, like, yeah, I'm going to talk about Star Wars as well. Like, all that trailer, and Christmas coming around, the final trilogy for Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, which I don't know what that means. It could lead to many other ideas of what it might lead up to. All I know is that The Last Jedi was very disappointing. I did not like how the outcome of Last Jedi was. Also, keep in mind that Mark Hamill didn't even like how the outcome of Last Jedi wound up turning out. But a paycheck's a paycheck. So, you know. And the sad part is the guy who directed that, was the guy who did Looper. So, which is like, when you get too many hands touching on something like that, J.J. Abrams did Force Awakens. The guy who did Looper did Last Jedi. And J.J. Abrams is going back to doing the Rise of Skywalker. Come on. Why? Sorry, y'all. My throat was getting a little dry. I gotta start doing segments of actually drinking water. But the sad part is, oh shit, technical difficulty, hold on, real quick. Phone fell, sorry about that. But yes, it's just weird that J.J. Abrams did not do the second film, which I'm trying to still figure out, and if anybody knows the reason why, please comment as well so I could talk about that in the process, because I'm like, wow, it will still baffles me how the Star Wars franchise is having so many problems. There's been more bad situations than good. But then again, I think this is the major problem with that, is because they don't have a Kevin Feige to actually hold the reins and actually, put stuff in place. Don't get me wrong, everything has its flaws, including Captain Marvel, and including a couple other films in Marvel, like Age of Ultron, Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World, and, those so far were, the ones that, really kind of, they were cool, but they still were the weakest links of the group. So, but yeah, either way, dude, it's gonna be interesting when that pops out. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun little time. Yes, but yeah, this is the film. I kicked over a lot of films and a lot of chit chat about it. So, yeah. But yes, y'all, this is the In My Mind segment. And oh, that's another thing. I'm not done yet. Word around the campfire that Henry Cavill, the guy who played Superman in all the the DCEU films, is in talks with Marvel about being Wolverine. Which, honestly, it's okay. I could see that. Give him a decent beard and stuff. He's really not that tall. He is pretty tall, but I could see him. I don't know. But I've been wrong before. I want a comment on that. Please chime in. What do you think about him being Wolverine? If he's in talks with Marvel and he becomes Wolverine in the MCU, tell me what you guys think. Please comment. Well, like I said, y'all, I've been at it for almost close to 35 minutes. This is Late for the Party on Anchor FM. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and support the podcast. and I will hit you guys up soon. This is Melodious, aka Coverboy, aka Bald Bull, signing off. And as always, y'all, it's okay to be late for the party, but never be late for the fun. Let that song ride out. Yeah.